no te pudiera conocer, yo lo sé, porque en ella nunca pude ver a la llama enamorante bailar. Le agradezco tanto a mi pueblo por resistir, con el comando de su pecho y su agitado latir.
So like I was saying earlier, you know, the first time I was in Venezuela to see the Bolivarian Revolution, I very quickly learned that the soundtrack of the Bolivarian Revolution was Ali Primera. Everywhere I went, you have the people in the streets selling the Ali Primera CDs. You hear it on the loudspeakers. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about what has been the influence of your father's music on the Bolivarian Revolution.
You know, we're very worried about it, about the Ali Primera, like a soundtrack of the Bolivarian Revolution, because some people took it like anyway, yeah, it's the song, and really don't listen to the song, really listen. So, but yes, there is a very big influence from to a lot of people because the Ali songs, because the way he write the songs, he lives the song, he walked like he talked, he walked like he sang. That's what you say in the past, right?
Yeah.
Like he sang. He was very coherent in the way he lived his life, he lived his ideas. He was just one person who believed that is possible, is very possible. That it can be another way to live the life to all the people, another thing about the establishment right now.
And I understand his music also went on to influence people struggles right throughout the Americas. Yes. Central America, for example, is a famous video of his on YouTube where I think is he in Nicaragua?
Yes.
Singing about this sombrero azul, singing about the Salvadorian struggles, right?
Yeah.
Can you speak about his impact on struggles beyond Venezuela?
Yeah. He felt the people the same. He felt all the people was the same, but he felt that he was in debt because he was a really Bolivarian person. As a Bolivarian person, he felt in debt with all the countries who was in some way of slavery, of repressor government.
He sang about Ho Chi Minh, he sang about George Jackson.
Yes, he sang about the Black Power too. Yes. So he felt it up to continue. He felt the responsibility as a Bolivarian person to continue that struggle, that fight against that way of life, the capitalism, the colonialism, all the shapes, the way to control the person, and manipulate the people, control their lives.
No hay pájaro pequeño que después de alzar el vuelo se detiene en su volar. Compañeros, cantamos entonces. El canto por el amor debe ser esencialmente colectivo. Cuando yo diga dale salvadoreño, que no hay pájaro pequeño, ustedes dicen dale, pero fuerte. Dale salvadoreño, que no hay pájaro pequeño, que después de alzar el vuelo se detiene en su volar.
How has your father's music? I don't know if it's difficult to live in the legacy of your father,
yeah.
But how has his music influenced yours? and maybe some of the other revolutionary folk singers of Latin America. I heard you mention in one of your songs earlier, Victor Jara, Violeta Parra.
Yes.
How have these singers, of course particularly your father, influenced your musical style?
Yes, yeah, there was a influence, a real influence to all the people in Latin America and all the world who feels identifies to the situation, to what happened in Latin America. Ali and Violeta Parra, Victor Jara still are a very influenced people, a person to us. Their works still is an influence to us. But you know, I don't feel like I'm just a person who was Ali, the very first influences. I remember when I was a child, I heard Victor Jara, you know, and I get cry just hearing one song of him. I didn't know why at the time. Then I feel then I understood, and I understand because he transmit, he put on his songs that passion, you know, that love of the people, for the people. So that made me cry. I didn't know why. So the new generation, for say it like that, the new generation who wants to support the ways, different ways to make revolution. We are very, you know, into the what happened in the past, but we are especially making, you know, things to guarantee make revolution right now for the future, for the person who's gonna come on the future. Because I don't really know if we're gonna see the revolution complete in our time in this world. But I'm sure that right now is happening. It's happening. So that's because the movement of Ali and before him, the movement of Bolivar, of Papineau, of a lot of people.
Yeah. A lot of people say that there are contradictions within the Bolivarian Revolution. There's a left and there's a right. There's a bourgeois section, you know, and there's the national bourgeois section, and there's the, you know, the poor, the working class, the indigenous, the peasant masses, and they're pulling in different directions. How do you feel about these contradictions and the place of Chavez in the revolution? How do you feel?
I feel it makes sense because we were a society very into the North America way of life, very into of Europe way of life, not the Latin American way of life. We didn't know about Bolivar, we didn't know about Mariátegui, we didn't know about a lot of persons who loved this continent, who fight for this continent to make it free. Martí, you know, in all the countries. When Colón was here in America, and then it was was a little very people who fight against the colonization. So it makes sense that there is a contradiction right now in revolution because, you know, we are trying to make revolution in our way with all our vicious, our capitalism vicious. But there is a risk because I don't think there is a campaign to explain really good what is socialism about it. What is the socialism about it? ¿Qué es el socialismo?
Can Venezuela today be called a socialist society?
Right now,
yes.
You mean? No, we don't have a socialism society.
Yeah.
We have a very hope society with faith, with a lot of faith, to make things better for everybody. Still there is person who talk about they wish USA go to Venezuela and control the situation and kill Chavez. They say on television. Still there is a lot of people, the majority, they really hope peace in Venezuela, justice in Venezuela, but we are trying to make it when, to the other hand, we are saying about the revolution, the power to the people, and there is happening. There is a lot of things happened in our institution who say we're gonna do the revolution, make the revolution. We are making the revolution, and then when they after they say that they treat very bad to the people. They treat they say very bad words to the people. They don't feel, you know, like a real making the revolution for the people. There's a lot of people, not all the people. There's a lot of people who's saying we're gonna make a revolution, and you know, put that shirt, a red shirt, and saying "Viva Chavez."
But really, are these opportunists, careerists, people who are looking to advance themselves?
Yes, advance in materialism way to them for the money as well. It's the old system, you know, the vicious of the old system, or in Venezuela. I mean, because it's real that it's true that we are trying to make a revolution that we don't have right now, like we dreamed, but we are right now very near to what in the past the people hope to live. That is a real, besides the contradiction, that it's another true things.
Sandino, thanks a lot.
Yeah, man. Canción para los valientes, se llama la canción, dedicada al pueblo chileno. Canción para los valientes, de lo profundo de adentro. Canción para los valientes, que la cante Víctor Jara. Una canción de Violeta para el compañero Allende. Poeta para ver morir su pueblo y sobrevivir al hecho. Deme un fusil, compañero, que me duele la garganta, y yo sé que pa' más luego no servirán las guitarras.
Buena, buenísima.